Howdy, 7th grade. Today we are going to be looking at ratios, specifically like ratio word problems. So whenever we solve ratio word problems, I have a very simple way of solving it. We are going to, step 1, make a box. Step 2, divide. And step 3, multiply. I know that sounds really weird. That's okay. I want us to look at a problem. I'm going to say there's a guy who takes a paper route. And I'm also going to say that there is, my friend goes and he can deliver 12 pieces of paper per hour. It's a very fancy paper, so it takes him 5 minutes to find a house that would buy it, I guess. But he spells 12 papers per hour, and I'm wondering how many can he get in 5 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by making my box. I know the two things I'm talking about is papers and hours, and I'm making me a box. So I know that he can do 12 papers in 1 hour. That's what it said we're starting with. So the question is, how many papers can he deliver in 5 hours? Well, I need to put 5, and I'm wondering how many papers. So I need to first figure out what I did to the 1 to get to 5. To that I divide 5 by 1, that's 5. So I multiplied by 5 here. After I do that, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, multiply by 5, and I would end up getting 12 times 5 is 60 papers. I want to give y'all another problem. Then we're going to talk about what a proportion actually is. We'll actually do the proportion thing right now. So a proportion is going to be a constant that is a fraction. So in our last problem, our newspapers per hour was always going to be 12 over 1, which is a proportion. So in this case, our proportion was 12 papers per 1 hour because it always stays the same, and because it is a fraction, it is a proportion. So I want to ask a different question, which is going to be the ratio of boys to girls. Boys starts with a B. To girls is 3 to 4. And I'm also going to say there are 12 girls. So how many boys? And again, I'm going to set up my box. That's going to be boys, which has an O in it, boys to girls, and set up a box right there. I know that there would be 3 boys for every 4 girls, but I also know in reality there are 12 girls. So I need to figure out what I did to girls to get 4 to 12, and the answer there, 12 divided by 4, is I had to multiply by 3. So that's what I'm going to do, the 3 over here. I'm going to multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. So the answer to how many boys would be 9 boys. And just like that, I am good to go. I would like y'all to make sure, actually looking at the practice problems, I need to tell you one more thing. Fractions are proportions if they're constant. They are proportional if they're equal. Just to make sure we get this definition right. I'm not huge on the definitions, but I want to make sure you can get these problems. So if I have 3/4, that is equal to 6 over 8, so that is a proportion. If I do like 1/2 and 2/3, they are not equal, so they are not proportion. That should be the last thing you need to know. Just check if they're equal. If they are, it's a proportion. If not, you're good to go. Other than that, we should be good. Smiley face. Please make sure you do the practice set with is A through J today. Look at that. So 10 problems. Most of them look pretty short. I think we'll be good to go, and I will see y'all in class tomorrow. Toodaloo.